Hey folks, Foggy here. Welcome to day 341 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. We have a button shy game here, again from PNP Arcade, done with my handy dandy craft printer. And I gotta say, I really like the way that this came out. I love the look of this game. I've been reading through the rules, trying to get a little understanding of how the game plays. This is a solitaire game, can be played 1 to 2 players, I guess. But as I intended generally intended to be a solo game. You are a space crew. You are attempting to gather resources, and specifically, you're trying to get 2 of these xenocrystals. These are special, like just the MacGuffins of the game. And you have an enemy that if they gain an enemy, if they gain a xenocrystal, um, if they get one xenocrystal, you have to flip this over and then go to the other side. You also remove it from the game. And in addition, um, you'll rotate this down 1 number. Essentially, they're attempting to get these xenocrystals. And after 6 xenocrystals past the end of the resource row, you lose the game. So you're attempting to get as much money as you can. You essentially need to get 40 million to get these xenocrystals. So it's not exactly easy to do. And the way that you do it is that you have this sort of colony phase over here. Then you have this upgrade phase, and you have this resource phase. And the way that it goes is that you're going to go from left to right over here through the 3 different stages. You're going to go orbital encounter on the first card, planet side encounter on the second card, and then marketplace on the third card. The idea is on the third card, you get to sell and buy resources. And then once you do that, once you go through the market phase, then you look at the enemy, see if they get a crystal. In this case, they won't. And then you move cards along. This card gets flipped over and moved to this row. This card gets spun around, moved up to this row, and this card gets flipped over and brought down to this row. So each card is producing 3 different things: an orbital encounter, a resource, and an upgrade. So that is pretty much it. Your upgrades are ship type, crew type, and equipment type. You can only have 1 of each. And as far as I can tell, I think you can only have 1 equipment type. We're going to check that real quick. Yeah, you can only have 1, unless you have a piece of equipment that allows otherwise, you can only have 1 thing active at any one time. Let's go ahead and put that like that. We've already got it. We're already spread out here. You have a starting crew of the Blue Herring with a max cargo of 2. But it is a free ship. It's got a maximum of 3 damage it can take. It's not a strong ship. You have basic shielding, which is going to give you 1 shielding strength. And then you've got rookie crew. And you can repair 1 hull or 1 shield for $1 million. And so it's pretty weak. We're going to start going through this way. First stage is the orbital encounter. Marauders are on the hunt for resources. Receive 3 points of damage or lose 1 liquid fuel or 1 pluranium. Now, unfortunately, I don't have anything yet, so I'm going to have to lose 3 points of damage right from the get-go, which means I'm almost out of the game right from the very first encounter, which seems a little unfair. We're then going to go, and we are going to do the planet side encounter. Out-of-work mechanics offer to help with repairs. You may repair your ship to full hull and shields for a total of $2 million. Given that it would take me $3 million to heal with the crew, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that. We're going to bring this back up to 1, and we resolve that pretty quickly, but we've lost $2 million in the process. Finally, we go to the marketplace, and we have asteroids are worth 2 million, spare parts are worth 3, liquid fuel is worth 3, and pluranium is worth 6. Now, since we know the upgrades here, we know how the marketplace is going to go. We know on the next turn, liquid fuel is going to be 7. So if we get a liquid fuel now, we can sell it for 7 on the next turn. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and take this one here. I'm not going to take this one because I don't want to get the crystal that much faster over to the enemy. We can go below our 1. In this case, we're going to go down to -1. But if you ever go below -2, you have to take every million in below that. You take that as damage because essentially lenders are not friendly. So we are buying a liquid fuel for 3 million. Actually, I do come down 1 more on this. There we go. Again, I can't go any further down. That's it. But I will make up some money on the next turn. So now, once we're done, we go to the shift cards phase and then the enemy advance phase. All right. Yeah, just making sure I got this right. So this one right here flips over. It becomes a dimensional pocket generator, cost 2 million. Xenocrystals do not take up cargo hold space. Well, that seems handy. These all shift. This gets rotated around to become pluranium, and this is going to fill in the gap over here. And then this will come on down to be our new colony phase. Now this does mean on the next turn we're going to be advancing the enemy by 1, because there's really no way for me to get that otherwise. All right, a wealthy person asks you for a ride. Gain 1 million if you have less than full cargo hold. We have less than one. We have a less than a full cargo, so we're going to gain $1 million. We're only 1 million in debt. Planetside encounter. With a shortage of jobs, locals are willing to negotiate rates. You may hire an available crew member for 2 million less than their cost. Right now, we have no crew members available for sale, so we cannot hire any crew members. So we just ignore that. We now go to the marketplace phase, and we have one item in our cargo. It's a liquid fuel, but we're going to be able to gain $7 million for that, 7 million for that liquid fuel. So that will go, I believe when we sell things, they go back to the leftmost position of the resource row. Okay. Let's put that there. So this is going to make this row complete again. So we bought some, and we're looking good. Now, we don't really have much room to maneuver for the next market phase. I do see that spare parts are only 4 million now and 5 million on the next phase. And unfortunately, that's really not going to work for us. There are no spare parts up in this row. We do have, and we're not going to get any time anytime soon. We could go with pluranium. Get some pluranium. It's going to give us 1 million in profit, but it does help us move along a little bit. I think that might be our best bet. We could just let it go too and just not make the million, but I think we have to take advantage of whenever we can. So we will go ahead and pick up a pluranium for 7 million, which means that we're back down to -1 again. I feel like I hear my phone ringing. I do not. I'm just going crazy. All right. So we're going to get the pluranium, put that in our cargo hold. We'll take this one. I don't think it really makes much of a difference. And this closes the gap in there. All right, so now we go to the shift cards phase. This gets flipped over to become expanded cargo hold. Cost 2 million. Your ship carries cargo hold. May carry 1 additional resource or xenocrystal. This is going to move up here. This is going to become a xenocrystal. This xenocrystal now becomes a new orbital encounter. Just trying to make sure everything's still on screen. But we now rotate the enemy, and they're now 3 away from getting flipped. It's not good. All right. Orbital encounter. A low-level marauder mistakes you for a criminal and passes you as loot. Gain 1 million. That's good. We're back at 0. A spy is looking to trade ships. You may purchase an available ship for the difference in cost between your ship and the new one. And unfortunately, our ship is free, so that is really not good. But we don't have any ships available for sale anyway. We do have pluranium that we can sell, and I don't think we really have anything else that we want to buy. The only thing else that we could buy is the asteroids. We could get both asteroids, but that would just move that crystal up that much faster. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to sell the pluranium for 8 million, and then that's going to put us up at 8. We're going to go ahead and buy 1 asteroid. That's going to cost us 2. And then I think we're done. All right, so this is going to get flipped. It's going to become a long-range scanner. Cost 10 million. You may ignore any orbital encounters except solar winds. Ooh, that's interesting. This goes up to the resources. This becomes liquid fuel up here. We're moving an asteroid down to the bottom. And this will become a new orbital encounter. Electrical storms interfere with your shielding. Your shields receive 2 points of damage. So I'm going to assume that that means that we no longer have shields, and I'll move that down here to hull damage. You witness a crime. and the Marauders turn on you. Receive 2 points of damage. We're kind of screwed here. And finally, we have a marketplace. We're going to have to use some resources to... First, let's go ahead and spend... Let's sell this back for 3. That brings us up to 9. We're going to go ahead and repair... let's repair 2 damage. I don't want to spend all of my resources on fixing that. And then we are going to buy, because it looks like liquid fuel is going to turn around. Let's get 2 liquid fuel. Brings us down to 1.
From your calendar, replace AC filters. Starts in 10 minutes.
We'll move that along. But I didn't even look at what we could possibly do as far as our...
From your calendar, replace AC filters.
Thanks.
Starts in 10 minutes.
I didn't even look to see what we could do as far as our upgrades go. I don't think there was any upgrade that we really wanted to pursue. But now we've got 2 things of liquid fuel, so we can sell those back for the next time. I think we're going to go ahead and repair 1 more on the hull, just to be on the safe side. All right, so now we're going to shift. Go through this process again. Improved shielding costs 6 million. The maximum shields for your ship are set to 2. So these move along. This becomes a resource, spare parts. It's the first spare parts we've seen up here. And then this crystal is going to come down here, and this is going to become our new orbital encounter. And so now we've found another crystal for the enemy. All right, you find a cache long forgotten, gain the first resource in the resource row, which means we lose out on that. That sucks, because that would have been some good money there. I'm so irritated with that. That's not good. That's irritating. You find an opening at the shipyard. You may repair any hull or shield damage for 1 million per point of damage. I don't think that's really that helpful. And then finally, marketplace. We're going to sell this liquid fuel for 5 each, bringing us up to 10. And then that's it. Is there anything that we should buy? I see that both spare parts and liquid fuel are going to give us an extra 3 on this next turn. I just don't think it's going to be worth it to get either of them. Oof. Oh, we sold the liquid fuel, so it's going back into the row. So in other words, I should have just kept the liquid fuel. How about this? How about I just sell 1 of the liquid fuel? We'll keep ourselves at 5 for now. But then we'll go ahead and pick up spare parts. I don't think it doesn't really make any difference. I think the only difference is that it gives me less money that is out at the current point in time. So it reduces my risk, so to speak. But I'm going to keep it like that. Part of me is thinking that I should go ahead and get the expanded cargo hold. I think I'm going to hold off for now. All right, so we do our advances. We've got a ship. We've got the Riptide. Costs 4 million. Its max cargo is 3. Does give us 1 extra damage. It's the first ship we think we've seen, except for the very first one. More spare parts come up here. We're going to move this down here. Fortunately, it's not a crystal, but we do have a crystal that's coming up. And now we're on this. And looking at what we could buy. Good Lord, everybody wants to talk to me today. Okay, so I think what we want to do is we definitely want to sell. We have 12 million in credits that we can sell. That'll push us up to 14. Fortunately, we have a backside here that we can do. And these will go up here. Not enough to get the next ship here, which is unfortunate. Oh, I just screwed up too. And this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. You enter a short-range wormhole. This turn ends immediately. Skip the planet-side encounter and market phase. That's awesome. All right, so this gets flipped. Becomes planetary scanners, cost of 5 million. And then this goes up here to become asteroids. This comes down here to be an orbital encounter, and we're now at 1. And that really screwed me over because I don't want to sell these right now. I paid 5 and 5 for them, and now I have to sell them for 4 and 4 if I want to expand my cargo at all. That sucks. A kind-hearted mechanic stops by offering her repair services for free, so that is good. That will report 2 damage. Unfortunately, we're at full strength right now. You recover a missing relic, gain 2 million, and we should actually still be at 2 right now, so we're now at 4. Forgot to flip that back over. And now we can sell an asteroid for 1. We can sell. We can't sell anything here. I don't want to sell anything here. That's irritating. Can we upgrade? I could upgrade to the Riptide. It's going to give me 1 extra cargo space. And it's going to give me a little bit more strength there, and I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to upgrade the Riptide. That'll replace that, and I think just go back here. We can now actually get 1 more cargo if we want. So we can pull up an asteroid. I don't think it's that worth it. The asteroids range from 1 to 2 million from the looks of it, and I just don't think it'd be worth it to do that. So let's go ahead and move these along. We've got another ship now. We got the Titanic, which is a $16 million ship. Some liquid fuel up here. Pluranium is going to go away and become an orbital encounter. What I'm a little worried about is that that's going to be really hurt when we get down to that part. So I kind of want to be able to afford one of these xenocrystals when they come up. A damaged vessel needs critical parts. Received 2 points of damage to gain a pluranium. If available in the resource row and you have cargo space. Well, we can't do either of those. A micro black hole appears in your cargo hold. Lose 1 resource. Well, I'll go ahead and lose the spare parts. How about that? That sucks. Now we get to the marketplace. We still don't want to trade in the liquid fuel because we would basically lose out on that. And I don't think there's anything we really want to buy. I do see that asteroids are coming up soon at 3 million, and that's actually a really good price for them. I can't get both. Well, I can get both of them. Yeah, I will get both of them. I'll get both of them. We're going to max out on our asteroids here. Try to get some sales going. Since we can hold 3 things in our cargo hold. Let's skip this. We've now got an automated repair unit for $7 million. This will go up here to become another asteroid for sale. This liquid fuel will come down here to be our new orbital encounter. Solar winds throw off your navigation. Shuffle it and deal out the colony equipment or resource cards at the end of this turn. A group of low-fan arm dealers tries to scare you. Lose 1 million or receive 1 point of damage. Either way, I'm receiving 1 point of damage. And then finally we get to, we can sell that liquid fuel finally for 7. Almost up to 5. This will end up back in the row. There's nothing else that I really think I can get that I want to get. I could go for the spare parts for 3 because I think that's kind of on the low side, but nothing's coming up soon where that's going to be even better. So I don't think I'm going to get any other resources. So that means that we're going to flip this over to here. These are going to move along. This will go up here. However, colony equipment, we're going to shuffle and deal out the colony equipment and resource cards at the end of this turn. So no matter what, it doesn't really matter what we have here. Everything is now going to get shuffled up. So the concern, I was kind of hoping to keep the crystals away from our invader, but it does not look like that's going to be the case. This is really difficult, I will say. I'm really struggling to figure out where my strategy is falling short here, which is probably all over the place, to be honest. All right, so colonies. I'm going to just point out that the same card just came up for the orbital side. So we're going to go through this again. All right. Solar winds throw you off your navigation, and we're going to have to deal with that all again. I may repair my ship for a total of 2. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to hold off for now. And then finally, we can sell some stuff. If we had pluronium, we could sell it for a lot, but we can sell our asteroids for 3. So that's good. So we'll sell that. We're going to have 11 million at the end of this. And I'm not sure if there's anything that we want to get. All of these are very high prices. I think 3 is the liquid fuel is the best cost there. Let's go ahead and pick up the liquid fuels that are in the top row. There's 2 of them there. That'll bring us down to 5, I believe. Go ahead and yell at me if I'm wrong. And then taking a look at the possible upgrades. I don't think there's anything else we want to get. We could, if we wanted to take 1 damage, we could go for this respectable, but I don't think that that would be a good idea. We still haven't seen much in terms of crew, to be honest. It's a little scary. But this is going to go over here. This is going to go up here. This is going to come down here. It doesn't really matter because this all gets shuffled up again. The big reason why you still want to go through that shifting of the cards is because if a crystal comes along, then you got to whip it. And a problem comes along, then we will whip it. Whip it good. Sorry, little Devo there. Come on. Let's try to avoid the solar winds. All right, shields are going to take some damage. Since it doesn't say hull is going to take some damage, I'm not going to take any hull damage. I have no shields active right now. All right, that's good. We don't have any. I think that's also good that we don't have any xenocrystals in the top row there. All right, so shields are going to take 2 points of damage, but we're already fully damaged. You received the last resource in the resource row, so we're going to get an asteroid here. And then we have some stuff that we can sell. Unfortunately, with liquid fuel at 4, that's really just a bad amount. So I don't think we're going to do anything there. Is there anything in the upgrades? So according to this, with an expert navigator, I may skip an entire turn. I'm not sure what good that would do, aside from just letting everything shift. And then expert trader costs 6, produces 2 million starting on the turn after hired. We are going to go ahead and get this. This is going to leave us at -1, but given that on the next turn, that will basically mean 2 million in passive income every turn. I think that that's a plus. All right, so that's it for our turn. We're going to go ahead and do all the fun flippy stuff. We do have the crystal starting to pop up again, so we do want to try to be able to afford that crystal. And we're going to start our turn. We're going to gain 2. We're going to, oh, forgot to do this. You enter a short range wormhole. The turn ends immediately. Skip the planet size and market phase. So this is going to go over here. This is not looking good. I really do have to get one of these xenocrystals soon. Because otherwise this whole thing is just going to go to crap. So we are going to gain 2. Receive 3 points of damage or lose 1 liquid fuel or pluranium. We're going to go ahead and take the damage. Gain 1 missing relic, so that's going to gain us 2. And then for this, we can sell our liquid fuel at 7 apiece. We're definitely going to do that. So if we sell that for 7 each, that's going to put us up at 19. These go to the row. And then the asteroid is only 1. I don't want to sell it at 1 because I feel like that is a bad idea. But that's going to put us at 20. And now we can buy that xenocrystal. So we'll buy the xenocrystal. It's going to reduce our income all the way back down to 0. But at least we're on the board and we'll keep the enemy from flipping over. That's the important thing. All right, so that's good. We got space for 3, so we can still have stuff to buy and trade. As soon as we get that second xenocrystal, we're done. All right, let's go ahead and do the flips. I always want to take this one and flip it up to the top, and it's not the way that this works. All right, a Grok Lord gives you a choice. Lose 2 million or 2 points of damage. We're going to have to take the 2 points. Oh, we actually gain 2 first, but then we lose 2. You may hire an available crew member for 2 million less than their cost. We don't have that. We have nothing as far as crystals go, so we can't do anything there. So I think we're kind of dead in the water. We could buy an asteroid for 1 and sell it for 2 on the next round. It's not a horrible idea, but we're so weak right now that I'm a little concerned about doing that. Let's go ahead and do this. Get this. And then hopefully things will work out. All right, so let's go ahead and do the shifts. It's going to go up here. This will come down here. Bad waypoint codes cost you to arrive late at the market. Owl resources cost 1 million to purchase and -1 to sell during the market phase. Well, that sucks. I may buy a resource for 3 million. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to do anything in the marketplace. So I did gain 2 from my crew member. I have to remember to do that each turn. Right now, this is the only way I'm making money. All right. Receive 2 points of damage to gain a pluranium. We can't do that. We don't have enough. We just can't take damage. An out-of-work mechanics offer to help you with your repairs. First, I need to gain the 2. We will use that 2 to get a full repair. That's going to repair us all the way back up to there. It's a shame it happened in that order. And now we have the marketplace. We can sell this asteroid for 2. Back to here. Spare parts are 3. Liquid fuel is 3. Liquid fuel, we definitely want to get liquid fuel. We can only afford 1. Actually, we can afford 2 and just take the damage. That'll give us 2 liquid fuel to put up here. It does mean that the enemy will be advancing quicker, but I kind of need to get the liquid fuel sold. All right, let's flip. Let's flip. Let's flip. It's not good because we are going to have that xenocrystal sold at the end of this. Except sold. Well, they're going to get 1. They're not going to get the other one though, because the solar winds are going to screw everything up. Lose 1 million or 1 point of damage. Well, we do gain 2 at the beginning of the round. I'll take the 1 point of damage. I don't want to lose the money. We're going to sell the liquid fuel, which is going to give us 14. Which unfortunately is not enough. Actually, man, that sucks. We're almost there. Like if we were to do it correctly, it's going to cost us 20 for one of those Kino crystals, and we only need to get 2 of them. That would put us at -6, and we can have -2. We could take the other 4 points in damage, except we would lose at those 2 points. So we're almost there. We're not quite there, but that is a really good start. Just looking quickly, none of these look small enough for me to say let's get some more stuff from the top row, and I don't think that I want to spend any more money on anything else. I want to just focus on getting this last xenocrystal. So we're going to do the shifts. This is going to come up here. I'm not going to worry too much about this. This comes down here, and because that is a xenocrystal, this gets flipped over. They're now at 2. If that gets flipped over 2 more, if that gets turned 2 more times, I lose the game. So very important that I try not to let them get a crystal. But I'm almost there. I've almost got that last second crystal. Let's shuffle this up. One of these xenocrystals I was supposed to put under there, wasn't I? Do you remember which one was which? I'm going to assume it was the Titanic. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. But when they do flip over, they do take one of the xenocrystals out of the game. So that is important to remember. All right, so got a bad bunch of crap there. So as soon as that comes up, that's what I got to get. So we're at 14 now. And we have nothing in our thing. We can sell, and all resources cost plus 1 million to purchase and -1 to sell during the market phase. You may buy any one resource for 3 million. I mean, I assume that does not include the xenocrystal because they make it a point to say that the xenocrystals, they have a couple of times where they phrase xenocrystals and resources are not like as separate things. Yeah, they specifically say that these are items, but xenocrystals are not resources. So I could buy one of these for 3. I think it's selling, buying then selling. Is that it? Okay, yeah. So it is. It does not say that there's an order to it. So I can buy. I did not gain my 2. I forgot to do that. Unfortunately, this could have worked out really well, but right now we'd be selling things for, like, this would be sold for 5. This would allow me to gain 2 million for liquid fuel. I think we're going to do that. We're going to gain this for 3. We're going to sell it back for 5. And then on the next turn, we'll be able to get that Kino Crystal. But first, we're going to go through. It's not going to be I'm not going to go through the shifting just because we know it's not going to be a Kino Crystal at the end of the row. And it is kind of a pain in the butt. But since it is a solar shield, we do all this fun stuff. So on this turn, we will be able to buy that Kino Crystal. And if we can do that, we've won the game. Okay, so orbital encounter, planetary encounter, and the marketplace. Part. Resource. We gain 2 million at the start. We buy the Kino Crystal. And that's it. Game over. If I couldn't have bought that, by the way, I would have been screwed. Because that would have just moved into the second row. I'm also realizing that I could have just simply bought it on the previous round and let myself drop down to 2. That was stupid of me. But that's it. That is Spaceshipped, and I like it. It's kind of a fun little game. It definitely makes good use of the cards, where there are 3 elements to each card, and everything is nice and clear. I feel like this is a very clear game for the most part. I do worry about. Good Lord, this was just nasty. The Solar Winds was nasty. I think there are 2 in the deck. I have to wonder if there's 2 based on, because there's one on the rookie one. I have to wonder if the other starting card has one as well. Like, I wonder if that's why. Yeah, it's this one right here. Nope. Okay. Authorities deem your ship unsafe and impound it. Pay 1 million to or trade your ship for the blue herring on the back of this card. That's kind of funny. The shielding, just so you know, has, I think, the crappiest things on here for each of the prices. Slow day at the shipyards. Repair any hull or shield damage for 1 million per 2 points of damage. So that's actually not bad. And that's it. All right, that is it. That is it for the game. I enjoyed this. I might play this again. I believe that there are some expansions for this that basically give you some additional enemies as well. These stars are nice little touches. They basically let you know what your starting pieces are to make it a lot easier to really begin the game. Everything's nice and clear on here. I was a little worried about the text on the green upgrade side because it is a little difficult to read. I think we got lucky with that crew member that we did, because that was very helpful. There you go. All right. If anybody knows a good way to store these, now that I've got them, I've seen some people use cassette containers, which is a good way to do it. Probably, it's probably what I should do. But that is now my little spaceship, printed at home. Maybe I can just order some custom wallet. At that point, though, if I order the wallets like that Button Shy uses, did I really save any money in the long run? Instead of just simply getting it from Button Shy. But that's it. I'll see you again tomorrow.